Let's go ahead and talk about phase 3 of focus note taking, which is connecting your thinking. So basically, connecting your thinking is thinking beyond the notes. You're going to ask yourself questions about the notes, and you'll add your own original thinking. This shows that you didn't just write the notes down and threw them in your backpack to be forever lost. You actually went back and you thought about the notes. So when you ask yourself questions, it could be wonderment, maybe it's comprehension, saying you don't understand. Maybe if we're talking about a historical event, you can predict what's going to happen. You can also detect anomalies. So basically, if you think something's like weird, you can go ahead and point that out too. You can think about how you'll apply it, and you'll also think about planning and strategy. You can also show connecting to your notes by adding original thinking. So say, for example, if you don't really have any questions about the notes, you can make connections to what you already know. So you can say, oh yeah, I remember learning about geography in 8th grade. You can connect it to content from outside the course. So say, for example, if it's talking about landforms, you can say, oh yeah, I remember this one time I went hiking and there was different landforms throughout the scenery. You can connect it to your own life and the world around you. And you can also try to connect it to the purpose. So if the essential question is to learn about the basics of geography, you can say, oh yeah, I can see why this is a basic aspect of geography. In order to get credit for phase 3, you need to do one of the following for our class. So you need to add your own questions about the notes and the comments, or you can add your own comments to make connections to what you already know. So let me go ahead and show you what that's going to look like. All right, so let me go ahead and show you what phase 3 is going to look like. So at this point, you should have the notes finished. Your annotation should be done, and now you're on this phase 3 thinking. So if you went through your notes while annotating and you already wrote yourself a question, you can reply to it. So you can say, I looked up graphene and it means ... And you could tell me what it means. So that would count as well. Also for history, since we're using this template, in order to make things easier when we go back to hybrid, you might just want to put your comments and questions in the sidebar below. So for my class, you need to at least have one question or comment per page that shows that you read it. So say, for example, I wrote using the this little button right here for my comment, so that would count. So let's go ahead and take a look at this page. So for this one, say, for example, I don't have any questions and I just want to make a comment about the maps, I can write it in this margin right here. So say, for example, for this comment, I wrote, wow, that's so interesting. I didn't know there were so many different ways to view a map. And this is another comment I put. I wrote, I think that the interrupted projection looks the strangest. And I even put an emoji to show like myself and remind myself later that I think that's weird. So you only need one comment. So even if you just put that, or even if you just put like this one, that would count as well. So you're welcome to put as many comments as you want per page, but to get credit for my class, you need at least one comment per page. So for my notes, basically I have a comment and question for each page. So there's a comment here, or question here, and there's a comment there as well. So remember, for world history, you need to make sure that you have one comment or question per page. If you ask yourself a question while you're annotating, make sure you go back and answer it, or you can just also write a comment as well.